That's the Lulu skin you want. Alright, well we're in this. I'm going to get the lanes set up how I think they're going to happen, and then I'm probably going to have to change them because they're just going to mess with me and change things up. Almost guaranteed.
The random switch up.
Whoa, what did I do there? Am I good? I'm good. Alright, so boots pots. Fairy Charm, Ward. I see some mana pots coming out of Malphite, so he's definitely going to go mid.
Yes, no.
So he's going to be leveling up that Q. Let's go ahead and take a look at him right now, actually. And he probably already put a rank. No, he didn't put a rank into anything yet, which is kind of odd.
He has more magic resistant armor, so and some AP. So yep, it's definitely Malphite mid.
30 seconds until
Karthus already has his layways. We see Invade Your Jungle sitting back, kind of passive, actually.
Yeah, no teams are really going to each other's jungle, so looks like we're just going to get a standard NA start. The Corki skin is so good. It's like bubbles flying out of it.
Minions have spawned.
Wait.
What?
Oh, no, that's right. No. I had it right the first time. Damn it.
Shyvana seems to be starting well. Cool. Haven't seen that in a while.
There we go. Now I have the scoreboard proper. Kind of got myself confused there. But Invade Your Jungle is up by 1 game, 2-0 over Paradigm 5. Invade Your Jungle is purple team. Paradigm 5 is blue team. So starting out, their Malphite goes on with his Qs. He will be throwing Qs as much as possible just to keep some pressure on Karthus. Karthus starts out with much lower base health than Malphite does, so it might help in the early phase to spam those W's or those Q's out there.
Both AP mids are just going to spam kills all day long.
In the jungle, Shaco has just picked up his blue and is already making his way down bot, whereas Shyvana is passing her red. There, she's going back for a red now.
She was waiting to return some health. Let's see what's going on down bot. Oh,
Now we already have the first gank on Lulu. First blood goes to Shaco.
Yep. That's what Shaco really needs right there. To
They knew it was coming. You could see Varus and Lulu both trying to back off, knowing it was coming. And actually, Shyvana almost falls to red buff. She's not having a good time in her jungle right now.
Not at all. No one's going to hit her just as hard.
And I don't think Shaco knows he's sitting right on top of a ward. So that will help out a little bit for Paradigm 5. They know where the jungle is. They know they're wasting his time being down there. And it looks like Shaco's just going to go ahead and back off. Meanwhile, Karthus is pushed to the mid turret, and Malphite's doing a good job keeping the lane frozen a little bit. And Karthus doesn't really want to move forward anymore because he knows Shyvana has just recently done red, and that she wants to gank him. The best way to shut down a Karthus, gank early, gank often, never let him get to 6. Like, do anything you can to keep him getting to 6 for as long as possible.
Yep, pretty much. That our global presence is just amazing. And top lane doing what top lane does best and just poking each other, and yes, I mean, seems like pretty standard game so far.
Yeah, the problem that you're going to see here, the first game, Drew, since you're asking, the first game was really close, and then it just snowballed out of control. DC happened, they didn't pause quick enough, and right when he DC'd, Amumu flashed over the wall, banished toss, and got a stun. So, I mean, the players don't know that the DC happens, so it's really unfortunate. But these are the kind of things you have to live with online tournaments is, DCs are going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the first game was really, really close, and I think it's it's so crazy right now that these comps. I mean, Paradigm 5 doesn't necessarily have a crazy team comp. I mean, neither one has a traditionally crazy team comp the way you think about it. It's just the type of, and there's that gank up top coming out of Shyvana, and she's not able to really do much, and actually walks away losing as much health as Renekton did off that gank. They just have a weird team comp based on the time frames, and actually Malphite already forces a flash out of Karthus, and he's already going back at level 5. So we're gonna see Malphite, I think, try and disrupt the Karthus ultimate, because if Karthus backs off, because he's not going to be trying to teleport in or anything, he doesn't have teleport, he's going to try and sit back and cast. So what Malphite wants to do, and actually Karthus didn't even go back, he's trying to hit level 6 before he goes back, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, he's way too low for that to happen.
But what he's going to want to do is watch when Karthus disappears off the screen. When Karthus disappears off the screen, it's a really safe bet if a gank's happening somewhere that he's trying to channel his ult. So what Malphite will want to do is move forward and ulti Karthus and completely interrupt the Karthus ultimate, the Requiem, and that will, I think, do a lot to save his team. Renekton actually burns his ulti trying to 1v1 Shyvana, but she's not having any of that and backs off immediately.
Yep. The Branson is just raping whoever comes up there. I mean, Shyvana's been up there 2 times, and none of them was successful gank, and she's been losing a lot of health, and Jax has been forced out of lane. Time just dominating his top lane. They both, everybody pretty much has pretty even CS except for bottom lane. I mean, 10 CS shouldn't be too much.
And actually, Karthus just hit level 6. He's got that Requiem. He was not able to really buy when he went back, and it looks like he's going to be going for...
Ruby Crystal.
Yeah, well, he did pick up the Ruby Crystal, and he's going to be wanting to build that into a Rod of Ages. And I don't necessarily agree with that. Traditionally, you want to see in something like a passive farming Karthus going back and getting your Magic Pen boots, because that really makes your Requiem hit harder. You're shredding everyone who, and here, just a straight up lane fight with Lulu dropping the kill on Leona. And that's not good news. You never really want a death to happen unless a jungler is present. And exactly, Karthus is not one that you really want to build survivability on. And actually, down in mid, he drops his ult and picks up the kill. Yep. And I wonder if, yep, here it comes.
That will be another kill.
That's not a kill on either of them. The Lulu ultimate actually saves Varus. But if he's not careful, those creeps are going to take him down. Thankfully, he has creeps at the turret, so he's able to back out. But Shaco is on his way. And Lulu's going to get caught out here.
Oh, right there.
Oh, and she got caught looking at the screen, too. She was already looking to shop. She's definitely going to die at this point. And that's a easy kill for Shaco, just to help him get a little bit further ahead in the jungle.
Back.
Absolutely, especially against someone like Shaco.
Yeah. You can just pop out of nowhere. We have a little action going on top. Renekton being at some rage. No, he's just going to back off.
Alright, so looks like the handover is going to happen of blue buff to Karthus. Just to let him spam those Qs out a little bit more. Maybe sit on Defile to help clear some creeps. Meanwhile, Shyvana's going to pick up his red and maybe move down bot. They're going to need some presence down there. They want to keep this lead that they have down bot. You know, Varus got a kill, Lulu got a kill. They're ahead, stay ahead. You know, in a situation like this, you want to get ahead and just completely dominate. A lot of people will complain to solo queue about like camping a lane or whatever, and that's actually quite viable. You get a lane that's losing, you don't want to leave it and ignore it and say, hey, that lane's already losing, I can focus on other lanes now. It's much better to stay sitting on that lane sometimes and just make them completely irrelevant.
That lane snowballed pretty hard.
There's actually a gank going down on top. They're going to turret dive Jax. Got the slowdown on him. And I just don't think between his jump and his flash that
Might
you're going to
pop
get him.
in. No, his victim's not even up.
No, he's still got a significant amount of time. However, Malphite is coming up. And
There goes
Shyvana
Shyvana.
ults in, picks up the kill. I think they're going to be able to get Malphite under the... Oh my goodness, that ult comes up
the
just in time.
turnaround.
Oh,
Team triple kill.
that was just terrible. That was so terrible
But beautiful.
for Invade Your
Same time.
Jungle. Absolutely. I mean, that was played to perfection from Malphite. I mean, he was patient. He sat on that ult until they pretty much
Yes.
went all in. All right, he's under the tower. He's going to die. We got to do
Especially-
this. And then sat on his ult. I mean, so much patience right there. And again, that goes back to what we talked about in the last game. Yeah, on an AP Malphite, it's not building survivability. You know, he's building more for damage and mana sustain. But it goes back to what I was saying last game about the level of play you're going to start seeing this later in this tournament, is that these guys know how far they can push their champs. I mean, you're not going to find, you know, the next member of TSM in here maybe. Well, maybe you will with how poorly TSM's been playing, and that's coming from a complete TSM fanboy. But, oh, and here comes that Shaco gank with the Requiem to ensure the kill. So they got Leona, but the kill went down onto... That kill went to Lulu, which is not the person you want to get the kills.
There's freaking kills all there now.
Yeah, this is just a brawl right now, but I think Paradigm is definitely coming out ahead. I mean, in a 3v2, to still walk away with a kill on Leona, even if it was, and Shaco's just doing work right now. Just a little bit longer on Malphite's ult, and he does so much damage.
Chunkage. It's so much chunkage.
If he had about 5 more seconds, I really think Malphite would have turned that around in 2v1 and for a double kill. He's so far ahead right now. He's doing so much damage. He's already got his Magic Pen boots, while Karthus is just now completed his Protector. And I just don't see... I don't agree, like I said earlier, about the way that Karthus is going around his build. It just feels like he's pushing too much for that late game, where they're already starting to get behind. And here we see a 4-man gank going down on mid, and Malphite burns his ult to try and pick up at least Shaco, and ends up dying for his troubles. Up top, Jax get pushed down really low, decides to burn Ignite to kind of push Renekton off of him while he goes back to buy.
Corky Wing over that wall. Smart
And he
choice.
decided not to get caught in that bush like was going to happen.
He just if they were there. Yep.
And Renekton's pushing past turret, kind of pulling a singed play there. And try and keep the creeps pushed up to the turret and make sure that Jax is losing out on as much experience as possible.
Might see top turret going down on here. Yep. Jax is out there.
Yeah, he's got a while to get back. That's going to be first turret of the game, going to invade your jungle up in top lane. That's relatively early turret, too.
Oh yeah, it's a 13-minute turret.
Especially compared to the last game. I think the last turret in the last game, or the first turret in the last game dropped around 17 minutes, 18 minutes. It was a while. I know not too long after that first turret went down, they started playing around with the idea of doing Baron.
Here we have a little bit action going down bot.
Shaco comes in for yet another gank. Has to burn a
There you go,
flash.
and
This is a dead
fully on
Lulu.
CC combo.
Oh,
Oh,
and the Lulu ult saves her, but it's just not enough.
no, it's not. Racing so much damage.
He's doing a lot of damage, and he misses on his Q. That is so unfortunate. So, actually, even though they're at the kill disadvantage, Invade Your Jungle is ahead slightly by gold. You'll see the 17.9 kick over, but they are going to pick up a free dragon here with that kill on the Lulu.
Malphite. Oh, I don't think he wants to
Malphite's
do that.
thinking he can do something there, and it's only going to end poorly for him.
Yes, it will.
That's just poor positioning,
Oh,
poor ward coverage,
Leona.
and now Shyvana is going to go in as well. I don't know
There's a suicide
what they're
all
doing
day.
at this point. Wow.
Oh, this. Wow. Yeah, that's fine.
And that's a person you do not want to get a killing spree. You never want to get Karthus early kills. Wow, this Jax is doing work.
Yes, and he will be able to kill Karthus, right? Oh no.
Shaco
Karthus
came
comes up for the
around.
save.
So a
Fortunately, Karthus is
flurry
in
of
there.
activity actually ends up in 3-3. 3 kills for 3. But,
Invade comes out pretty much with more gold right now. Like, even though it's a kill behind, they have a 600 gold advantage.
yeah, well, they did pick up Dragon there. So that definitely helped them. I
Dragon
think
and Turret.
Malphite might have just gone a bit too deep on that. And
Yeah,
yes,
Malphite
Shyvana
pretty much
definitely
decided.
shocked me in that one. I don't know what she was doing in there, but she went in there and she did some work. Um, she got some kills and got out alive.
She knew
So,
when to leave. It's,
but we do have Rod of Ages. It's about 15 minutes completed, 15 and a half minutes completed on Karthus. So that's definitely going to contribute to the late game. And the thing is he needed those kills that he just got right there, or his entire build would have been tanked. Because he would have been sitting then at that point at a probably 20 to 22 minute Rod of Ages, and you're not getting full viability from that until like 30 minutes into the game.
yeah. So it seems like CS is pretty much even all across the board.
The
Gold
biggest
is a
problem I have with
different.
Malphite's positioning there is he had his ultimate up. He did not have to get that deep. If he got there
Nope.
after his team got there, he would be able to ult in and change the shape of the fight. That would have been a completely different fight if they'd had earlier ward coverage and if he'd just been a little more patient. They knew where they were. They knew what
Your
they were
Malphite was a
doing.
little bit more patient,
Absolutely.
is what it comes down to.
All right, while we have this lull going on here, we can take a look at CS. Corky is just barely ahead in CS over top of Varus. But Varus does have that kill and an additional assist. But it's really, really even. Like, they're keeping things really close. You're looking at 5,500 gold on Corky and 4,700 gold on Varus. And the Baron and the Dragon, or the Dragon and the Turret, rather, they're really what make that difference.
There's Shaco and Shyvana is chilling by right now. They definitely know where Shyvana is. Shyvana is going to go into a blind gank right now, and this might go bad for them. Oh, and the back.
Karthus Requiem comes down. Varus is doing work, though. He is definitely pushing out some damage. And Shyvana refuses to die. She is so tanky already. She did just hit level 11. She has a second rank of her ultimate, which gives her that much extra MR, that much extra armor. So I think that is probably the biggest factor on why she was able to survive there.
Jack's backing off right there.
But I think I believe we actually missed the dual kill in mid with all that was going on in bot lane. Malphite killed Karthus, and Karthus killed Malphite.
I honestly thought that happened down by. I was about to say, where did they come from? And
Not entirely sure what Jax is doing. He just sacrificed himself to give Varus a double kill. Well, actually, Jax did pick up one of those kills. So, it just seems like complete brawling across the map. So now they're even on turrets. Kills, just one kill difference. Paradigm's pulled ahead by almost a K now. But Shaco's coming to make sure that that difference gets a little bit bigger. And Shaco actually built an Ionic Spark, which I find to be really interesting.
Oh, yeah. I see Ionic Spark on him a lot.
No. But that does, like, that with the wriggles will kind of counteract that squishiness that you find in the mid to late game Shaco. So I don't necessarily think that's a very bad move at all, and it works well. It synergizes with his attack speed and getting the slows out.
It's going to be a lot of split pushing. Just expect to see a lot of split pushing later on.
And he has those boots in mode, so he'll be able to, and he has his little stealth thing. He can jump over walls, get back into the fight real quick, even after split pushing. Oh my goodness. That Twitch reaction out of Malphite to know that he was in trouble, period. Karthus went just a little too ham, and he saw Leona coming from behind him, so he just ulted straight through Leona, and they didn't have a chance of catching him. Now, a little on the builds, he does have his magic or his spell pen boots and his Athene's Unholy Grail. So he's got his item, so he's going to stay a little bit even with Karthus as far as builds, but Karthus is going to start catching up to him on health, mainly because, and a flash that I don't necessarily think was entirely warranted from Karthus. There's no real
Yeah.
follow-up from Jax.
Instead of actually going on near mid. Everybody's like starting to goof up. Rank's on to just until top.
Yeah,
Try and push as
we're going to
much
see
as possible.
another contested dragon soon. That's what both teams are making plays towards it. Actually, Shago comes over the wall, and the ultimate from Varus misses, and he's immediately taken down. Requiem is going to come out, drop Lulu, and Shyvana will finally die. And that's going to be a 3-for-0 and another free dragon for Invade Your Jungle.
It will be a 4-for-0 if Malphite does not escape right here.
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I think
He
Corky
still gets that kill, but I don't know about a 4-for-1 in dragon.
It's too good.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
It feels like Paradigm thinks the game's out of control, and they're making desperation plays. And it's really not out of control.
It's bouncing back and forth. I mean, gold is not that far behind. Like,
It's just over 2k difference between them. 2 kills, an advantage of Invade Your Jungle. The best they could hope for was Jax getting a turret, but Renekton's there to stop the push.
Yes. I thought he would be able to get that turret.
So after all of that, they're going to go ahead and back, rebuy. Varus is picking up some extra CS out of the jungle. He wants to try and get more relevant with his damage. He's still neck and neck as far as CS with Corki, but Corki does have 2 extra kills as well as 4 more assists. He's already got his IE done. He's considerably further. And I find it interesting that Corki went the IE route. You don't see a whole lot of Corkis building without getting a Triforce, just because it synergizes so well with the spamability of their spells. What that normally says is this is someone who's not 100% comfortable playing Corki, and you can see that in some of his positioning and stuff, that Corki may not be his go-to guy for who he plays.
I like this Graves a lot better. This Graves is definitely, let's do that.
You just got quieter, by the way. We have a mid gank coming out onto Malphite. Oh, and he uses ultimate. That was just bad communication between Shyvana and Malphite. So it's 2 ults burned to just the one from Shaco, and the one from Shaco is not nearly as relevant. Luna does have oracles, and she's constantly clearing wards in the bot lane, and there's not a whole lot Varus and Lulu can do about that. At this stage, she's starting to get tanky. She's going for her Aegis. She's already got double GP10s and her Boots of Moab, so she's able to get around the map, get those wards down, and really, and as I say that, she gets caught out of position, and she's going to die from this. She got a little too deep going for those wards, and I don't think she expected Jax to be in bot lane.
Not at all. And Karthus actually catching Malphite out.
The problem, though, that
he
he didn't break Malphite's passive shield until the 4th lay waste after catching him with the wall. So unless he gets his accuracy down and Malphite stops building health, that's going to be an issue come late game. Because as soon as Malphite gets a health item, that's going to be painful to try and eat through that shield.
Malphite is also pretty passively tanky, but yet again, he is someone that jumps into no evolvement, so he'll definitely need a health item of some sort.
And we are seeing a turret dive with Renekton, and there's not a whole lot that can go on right here. And actually, Jax is going to die as well for his troubles. It was the Renekton coming through the jungle, but they just did not expect that to happen.
Here is.
And this is probably a mid turret.
If he's showing bot by himself.
I don't think I necessarily agree
Blue team's
with
turret has been destroyed.
Lulu saying bot with...
Various, yeah, no, Corky's just gonna jump away.
Yeah, what needs to be happening right now is at the stage of the game, they got that turret down. They need Corky they need Varys in other places. Right now, he can sit at his turret, maybe push up a little bit. There isn't a turret for Corky to get to, so Lulu needs to be out, helping out some of the other lanes that are starting to fall behind. And I mean, they're down 2 turrets in mid lane, 1 turret in top lane. At this point, and here comes the Requiem, which I don't think is going to do enough damage. No, it was not. The ultimates are just... wow. The damage from Malphite right now is absolutely insane. The amount of burst from his ultimate, ground slam, and his Q, he wrecked through all 3 of them down there. And
I don't know what Chaco's doing right here. He's just suiciding.
He went right into a Red Eyes Black Dragon with oracles, which will never end well for you as a Shaco. So with that, Paradigm just made themselves relevant again. Things were starting to slip away from them, but a 4-for-0 exchange, that's definitely going to help their cause. They're back ahead in kills, but they are still behind on gold, but not by very much. You know, it's 26 minutes in.
No.
They're only down 2k gold. It's the 2 turrets that are really hurting them, and the fact they've given up 2 dragons now, with no real big response to that. So they get a turret here, Shyvana up top. If she can push that turret in, this will really, really help to even things out even further. But again, just like the first game, we're seeing a very, very close match that's going to be decided by 1 or 2 mistakes.
If Paradigm 5 can somehow get a turret over here, they'll definitely even out the gold. But it seems very much even right now still.
Yes, for this stage of the middle game, it's pretty much neck and neck. I mean, 1,200, 1,300 gold is not very much to be concerned with.
Team fighting, I have to say Paradigm 5 has been pretty much on top of team fighting.
But yet again, those dragon timers, every single time, Invade Your Jungle has been on top of that dragon. I mean, those are the types of things you need to be doing to really set yourself apart from your team, or from your opponents, rather.
And there's another gold lead for 3K. It was just 2K a minute ago. Another good push. The thing is, Paradigm 5 is getting caught everywhere, so...
Yeah, that's exactly what's about to happen to Shyvana. She knew it was coming, decided to immediately ult out. And she's tanky enough that I think she'll be okay.
You're seeing Malphite.
Actually, Jax goes down. Malphite, the wombo combo of the Malphite Lulu, it's just so much damage. Now Renekton's going to fall. Malphite's finally going to go down, but not before he takes Karthus with him. And I'm pretty sure... nope. He just wanted one more auto attack. Oh, Lulu, you better run.
Yeah, no, Lulu's done.
So we got a
Shyvana
3 for 4. I think Shyvana's going to be okay.
Shyvana shall be okay. And that is not good. Oh, nope. Here's Ace.
And an execute. So, semi-ace. So something that started as Shyvana getting caught out of position means everyone else on the map died except Shyvana. Which I think that is hilarious, actually.
It's good that she didn't lose oracles.
I actually don't think anyone has a clear and present advantage. You can kind of look at how they're getting caught out. That Paradigm 5 is behind just on the way that they're playing. If they get things together, start moving, you know, with some sense and as a team, then it's not going to keep going the way it's going. Right now, they're bleeding to death off little nicks here and there. If Shyvana could have gotten just one hit on Corky and that wasn't an execute, that would have gone leaps and bounds towards making this more towards Paradigm 5's favor.
Chaco's building straight up damage. Not even worried about tanking us.
He actually went a Madrid's, which is kind of odd.
Madrid's Blood Razor? Oh yeah. It's
definitely viable, but it's just a really expensive item that you don't see that frequently.
It's
though to be fair, Absolutely. Communication seems to be a really big thing. You'll see someone, actually, Shaco's starting Baron. I don't know if this is a good move on his part, but his team is moving in to help him out. They have Karthus in lane, and Varus is showing bot. This is going to be a free Baron, completely uncontested.
Purple team has slain Baron Nashor.
Great stuff.
That's going to be huge. That's going to be absolutely huge right now for Invade.
If I can
And
catch
now
Jax
Jax.
back,
Oh, I think Jax is going to be alright, actually.
no, nope.
Never mind. I definitely underestimated the amount of damage coming out of Corki. He already has his IE done, has a Phantom Dancer, has a second BF sword. He's
That was a
doing
great-
a lot of auto attack damage.
Great EQ by Leon catching him off guard.
Oh, absolutely. The very, very extent of the range.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
it
that
might have been
very
just
small.
a few pixels away from him being free and alive to that being a death. And right now, things are not looking good for Paradigm. They're already down 1-0 in this series. The loser of this goes to the third place round. So, I mean, they're not exactly out of the tournament altogether. And now they're going to drop the ultimate in just to put a little pressure.
Completely missed. They're looking to engage right here.
Absolutely. And that's actually a very good ultimate from Shyvana and from Varus, but it's just not enough. Not when they have Baron buff. Not when they're down 5-4, and they're down. Actually, that's going to be a kill on Corki. He just got a little bit too far. So 1 for 1 in a 5v4 is not a bad way, especially against a Baroned up team. So Jax is back out. The ultimate comes out from Lulu right when she dies. So Jax is going to have a little bit extra ump. He takes down Karthus, but it's just not enough. So that's 2 members of Invade Your Jungle that have lost Baron now to 3 members of, all told, throughout this entire engagement. 3 members of Paradigm 5 and a turret. So,
But they still came out ahead. Invade Jungle definitely still came out ahead, and Paradigm 5 is just spiraling downhill from now.
I think they're trying to make some desperation moves. They're trying to force things. If they just sit back, it's not out of control yet. They still got inhibitors up. They still have some turrets up. It's not over yet.
And here's that Shaco split, actually. Hold on, never mind. I thought Shaco was on Paradigm 5, but here we have Shaco just pushing lane down bot.
Getting a little extra farm, trying to make some gold back. But really, Shaco is what made that early game stay even. If it was not for Shaco and those early ganks, this would be a completely different game right now. You know, Corki wasn't looking the strongest in the lane against Varus. So what did Shaco do? He came down bot several times. And Varus is still a threat, even after, 4 deaths to Shaco ganks. You have Corki, who's got 6 kills and 11 assists, and he's so built up right now, but he's still not really... He is now the biggest threat, but he has not been the threat throughout this game. Now his auto attack damage is going to be so high. He's working on that last whisper, but the problem with him is he's not built any survivability items. And here we go again. Another dragon. This would be the 4th dragon taken by Invade Your Jungle. They're on top of their timers, and I really feel that the dragon control is what's winning this world, and the communication. They are chaining things together. Shaco saw Varus down bot pushing out lane, so he's like, you know what? I'm Shaco, I have my clone, and I have Jack in the boxes. I can do Baron. I can get it started. You guys can go up here. Karthus can stay in lane so they don't know what we're doing, and boom, they got a free Baron at 30 minutes without having all 5 members. And that says a lot about their communication. They're working together a lot. Even if it's not them saying that something's going to happen, they're just instinctively, you see them moving to cover each other a lot. We don't have anything fancy like IEM where you're listening in on the team speak or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you can see the way they move together. Minions did just get a turret, so that's going to help out a little bit. Not enough to make it relevant. That'll help get a little bit of gold while they're sitting here at this turret, just clearing creeps as they come in. You do have Shaco down bot doing what you said earlier, just that split push, and he's able to do it. He's got that X mark for the wave clear. He's got the movement speed boost. He's gonna be able to get around.
knows that. That's why they were looking to engage, but Vader Jungle just backed off over there. And as for Corki, I haven't seen that traditional 80 carry build on Corki in a while. I was expecting a Triforce, but
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. On Ezreal, I actually like doing the auto attack build on Ezreal more so than Corki. Corki just feels like he has more of the spam ability, and they're gonna take a turret here with very little and immediately zeroed in on Karthus. The Malphite ult comes out with the Lulu ult, and Zhonya's out of the Karthus ult. Corki's down. This is so far a 0 for 3 in favor of Paradigm. 1 for 3 and 1 for 4, and Shaco's going to just barely get away unless the Varus can pick him off. No, he didn't pick him off. So a 1 for 4 in favor of Paradigm, and they are back in this, period. No matter how
this
far back
is
they're just pushed.
this is jumping back and forth between both teams right now. It's one little mistake, and they tried to force a team fight that was not ideal for them, and they just completely lost it. Now they're probably going to get an inhibitor pushed in.
They weren't trying to push a team fight. They were just taking a
They
free
just got
turret.
caught.
And they just stayed way too long on that turret. It was a good reaction by Paradigm, and they're going to take an inhib, and they are going to be... Actually, I'd put them ahead at this point. The gold may not be there, but the map presence, they didn't take the inhibitor. They aren't going to have the map control needed. There is a negative inhib. They really don't have a backdoor. Yes, they have Jax, but he's not really like a Shaco. Like, if the situation were switched, they would have nothing to worry about because Shaco could just go and backdoor that anytime he wanted. So, I'd say they've evened things out, even though they're 4K gold behind right now, just over 4K. They're 2 kills up, and they're even on turrets. But they also have a naked inhibitor right now, and that's going to give them the advantage. They need to go back with the gold, because they just got some shutdowns, they got some nice kills, and they need to turn this into something. They need to keep this momentum and move forward.
This is definitely turning into super late game. Everybody's almost level 18, full builds.
Absolutely.
Looking for a few key items, just waiting for it. Everybody's just like, Paradigm 5 is pretty tanky. If you look at Shyvana and Jax and Malphite, they're all very tanky. So we'll see how teamfight's going from now on. And we have Baron here. See what they're going to do with this.
I cannot comment on that. Baron's up, negative inhib. The best thing they can do right now is take Shyvana and have her try and push that mid-wave out. Unfortunately, Paradigm 5 right now does not have an Oracle, so they're not really able to have that dance going down to give them more presence at the Baron pit. Shaco did finish up his GA, so he's tanky. He's doing damage between the Modulate's passive, the Onyx Spark proc. He's got some sustain through the wriggles. You know, he's not going to be easy to kill.
Not at
I
all.
don't necessarily know about the GA because he's not exactly been the focus target. Actually, we see Jax. They're just going to push in and take this inhib, and it's not really contested. They split up Invade Your Jungle pretty well, and now it looks like Shaco's going to try and do an end around, but it's just not going to be enough. They were 2 split up. Karthus is down. Varus had his GA procced, and now it comes out, the Requiem. It just looks like it's just going to turn around really, really quick. They were not able to burst down. They just weren't able to burst down Karthus like they had before, and this is going to be an ace. In a 3 for 5 in favor of Invade Your Jungle. And it seems like Karthus stayed alive a lot longer than they expected him to there. And his Defile was down just a little bit longer. He was able to get off just a few more Qs, and that really decided that team fight for them because everything is so close. It's just a couple auto attacks here, a couple there, and now you're going to see Shaco down in the bot lane, and he's going to take this. He's probably going to take this by himself.
Guardian Angel is definitely paying off. He died and just resurrected. So
absolutely. And Varus was completely insignificant in that. He died very early from Renekton, and Shaco jumped on top of him. And proc that GA, and as soon as he came back up, Shaco and Renekton were right on top of him again. So,
See ya.
yes, it's an inhibitor down, but I still don't think it's completely out of there. Because this is a top inhibitor, they're not going to really have... Right now, what Paradigm 5 needs to do is get Malphite alive. The rest of the team needs to get to Baron right now. Because Renekton and
Baron-
Shaco are both low on health, and... Yes, Shaco just got blue. Karthus is picking up blue. They need to get to Baron. And you can already see Invader Jungle is reacting to that, because they know that that's the only option they have.
The team that gets Baron right
Renekton
now.
actually just went back. So
Yep.
this is going to be
A
very,
free Baron
very...
prospect.
I don't think this is going to be free. I think this is going to be working, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to be free. But it is dying really, really fast.
Yeah.
No contest at all. Paradigm 5 has finally gotten a map objective. They picked up that Baron. It was just bad timing for Renekton to go back right then. He was already low on health, so it might have been for the best overall. We'll never know. But that really helped Paradigm, and they need to take this right now. While that first super creep wave is coming down, they need to go take this inhib, and they need to get that map presence again. If they can go... I guess pushing top would not be a terrible idea. If they could get bottom, though, with only committing one person to that top lane, that would, I think, help them out even more, because that would be at least 2 naked inhibitors. But they're going to go ahead, they're going to keep this super creep wave pushed out, and meanwhile, Invader Jungle is going to pick up another freed dragon. This will be the 5th dragon of the game,
Purple team has slain the
and
dragon.
I'd really hate to see the game come down to all of those dragons just not being contested, and that free gold going out there. I mean, we're locked up on kills, 32 all, locked up on turrets, 6 all, and I mean, there's still a 6k, or 5.5k gold advantage for Invader Jungle, and I think that's mainly going to come out of those dragons. When you don't contest dragon, you're giving up free gold to your opponent.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
See what's Corky doing? Alright, he's being back. I'm expecting to see a team fight at this tier 3 inhibitor.
I don't know. Varus is...
Well, this needs the right engage, and we'll see.
Oh, Solar Flare misses from Leona.
Malphite
That's
is
really
just
going to hurt
being
him.
chunked. Malphite
Yeah, he
is
is. But he
not-
does have his GA, though. He doesn't want to pock that just yet. There we
Varus is
go.
on.
That was perfect. He's managed to nullify all of those ultimates. Oh, and here comes that engage.
Yep. Here's the
I think they waited too long on
Invader
that.
Jungle is definitely coming out ahead on this one.
Yeah, Invader Jungle, they came forward for it, and it seemed like,
Purple team
and there's that Corky, he is now a threat.
Purple team quadra kill.
They did not have Malphite for that entire team fight. He was just being poked to death.
They didn't
Came
have
off
that.
and
They
we
sat
see a
for
GG.
too long. They were not going to use their ultimates because it was only Renekton and Shaco that were up there. They wanted the main damage dealers. They wanted to see Karthus. They wanted to see Corki, but they couldn't find him. They waited and waited until they came into the fight. And no, there may not be a whole heck of a lot of damage coming out from Renekton and Shaco, but it was enough to whittle them down. Malphite was already low on health.
Has been destroyed.
The fact that they sat too long, they were too patient then. That was the biggest problem. We talked earlier about how he needed to be just a little bit more patient, and that time they just waited too long to pop off their ultimates to get some kills.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So that's going to be...
They're just looking to get as much gold as possible with these turrets and inhibitors. Just trying to push as much as possible. They have 2 inhibitors down. I think the top inhibitor will be respawning soon. And the inhibitor for Invader Jungle did respawn. So, I don't know, Invader Jungle is looking really good right now. Just need rain time not to not stay too long. And let me be back right now. Yep, there we go. All about whoever gets to jump on the other team first. Both of them has really good team fighting presence. Everybody's buying a Guardian Angel. Right time, Corky. Just bought a Guardian Angel on there. Be back.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Now 3 of the 5 people on Invader Jungle have a Guardian Angel. So that'll be very painful for Paradigm 5.
And I just realized my mic was muted.
Huh. looking to push bottom right here and try to get a third inhibitor possibly. Or possibly top since they have a naked inhibitor. I don't know. Decisions.
I think the best move is to force bottom and send Shaco up to backdoor. And that's probably what they're going to do.
Doing.
Or they'll just catch someone out, get a kill, and then end the game right there.
Corky is being shrunk super hard.
Oh, and Varus actually takes down Karthus. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough.
And that is
going to be
GG right there.
4 for 1, and that's going to be game. They're going to push through. Unless Varus can make some magic happen and get an ace right here, this is going to be game.
Rambo running.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Varus is definitely still doing a lot of damage. Yep.
Oh my goodness. He's making them work for it at least.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh,
the Nexus.
Nexus is open now.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't think Varus has enough damage to hold off this many super creeps, as well as a determined Renekton with his GA up still. And Shaco just plugging away at that bottom inhibitor just for insurance.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Don't think it'll stay too long. Oh. We have all inhibitors. We'll see if they'll be able to defend
all
this.
turrets down, all inhibitors down. So that means 2 super creeps will be spawning with each wave. This would be the comeback of the century if they were able to bring this back right now. They're way behind. Malphite's damage has fallen off as he's been building more tanky. He's not able to do the burst that was just so dominating in that mid game because he did build that GA and he did go towards the Giant's Belt. So I think that's really hurt them at this point in the game.
I expect to see a Sunfire Cube coming out on Malphite next for that extra damage / tankiness.
Really? I would think of Rylai's.
I don't know.
Just for a little bit more AP and the survivability. And it works well with his passive as well, with that extra health.
Shall see.
And meanwhile, Invade Your Jungle is pushing down mid, even though Baron's up. They might just let Shaco go do Baron by himself. He's got Triforce, he's got Modric, he's got Ionic Spark, and he's got Regal's Lantern. He should be able to handle this by himself, no problem at all. So with that Baron being taken, I don't see a whole lot of options at this point. This game, a miracle's going to happen at this point for Paradigm. And, of course, one more dragon. That'll be the 6th dragon.
Last dragon of the game. There's too many super minions. It's ridiculous. And try and catch out Varus right here, but I don't think any luck will happen with that. All the entire team's there, so let's see what happens right now.
This is it. This is the last fight, and I really don't even think they need to fight. They just need to get in and start auto-attacking. If Corki gets like 4 or 5 auto-attacks in on that Nexus, that's game over. Shyvana jumps in on top of Corki, forces him to Valkyrie away, and we see Karthus is still alive. That Defile is just doing so much damage. Malphite pops his... It's just too much. It's just too much. That's going to be GG. Good showing from Paradigm 5. So the bitter end fought